One of the most common things that the men that come to work with me as a counselor have experienced is trauma. And of course, as I've shared with you, I've experienced trauma in my life with the death of my mother and my unborn sister, and I've also experienced some other traumas as well. And those traumas that I had experienced earlier on in my life really put me at a disadvantage, and this is scientifically proven that individuals that have experienced trauma earlier on in their life are much more susceptible to develop PTSD later on in their life when they're exposed to trauma. I won't get into the science of all of that and bore you with it, but I will say this. Individuals that have experienced trauma very often struggle as it relates to being able to organize their emotions. Sometimes struggle to even be able to identify what those emotions are. And so being able to identify, being able to express emotions, that's all a critical part of being able to navigate emotions and be a better communicator and be more vulnerable. But all of that becomes infinitely more difficult to do if we haven't first learned how to heal that trauma. And I'm certainly not here to judge anybody or to tell you, you need to start your healing journey today. It took me 30 years, 30 years to really lean into starting the healing from the death of my mother and unborn sister. So I'm not here to put any pressure on you and tell you it's something that you need to do today. But here's what I am saying. What I am saying is that it is going to be very difficult to figure out how to identify those emotions if we have all of this trauma stored up in our body. Because I believe that trauma is non-serving energy that gets stored inside of our body. We have the traumatic event. Within that event, it's an energetic experience. That energy gets stored inside of our body. And unless we release it, we've got this little bit of chaos that's just sitting underneath the surface. We're either consciously or very often unconsciously aware that there's this chaos going on inside. There's this movement of non-serving energy going on inside. And it makes navigating relationships very difficult. Somebody may say something to us that may trigger that non-serving emotion, right, one of our trauma triggers, and now boom, we're dysregulated, we're upset, we're socially isolating. And these are all very normal responses to a trauma trigger, but not healthy as it relates to communicating with our wife, with our girlfriend, with our partner, within our family unit. And so I want to highly encourage you and invite you to start your healing journey. Find a counselor, find a therapist. Find somebody, and I promise you that they're out there. Find somebody that you feel comfortable with. I'm not the best counselor in the world. I'm not super smart. But I know how to be with people. I know how to be with people in their pain. And you're going to find somebody out there that you feel comfortable with that will sit in your pain with you. I promise you, they're out there. They don't have to be the best and the brightest. They don't have to have graduated from Harvard. Just find somebody that you're comfortable with. That's what's most important. Find somebody that you're comfortable with and lean into the healing process if you've experienced trauma, because I think that by far it is one of the most first important steps is to lean into that trauma, release that stored energy, and it makes things that much more manageable as it relates to then identifying and expressing and allowing ourselves even to have some of the different thoughts, feelings, and emotions that we're having.